Good afternoon, guys, and happy Sunday to all of your sunshiny faces, guys. I feel like I can finally actually talk in these vlogs a little bit because I found one of my old SD cards. I was telling you guys how I'm like trying to edit right now, and I've been actually good the last week, more towards the end of the week, about editing and uploading and stuff like that, especially uploading. I did good with that, but my SD cards are like full because I feel like a lot of the vlogs were like longer, like with the exception of like kind of maybe the last week or two. So like, although there's not that much, like I'm kind of, you know, like getting caught up a little bit, but like the vlogs just seem like they're getting longer. I found one of my old SD cards that is in my, was in my old camera, and Matthew brought the old camera back over the summer, and I never got it back from him though, but it's been sitting upstairs, and I found it. I was like, oh my gosh, this thing is so tiny, like it's so small to hold in my hand and stuff like that, because I've always used this camera on a tripod, like just a little one, you know, it's more like a handheld tripod, but I can still set it up and everything like that. So anyways, yeah, I've been using this one, but the other one is like so tiny. I was like, I used to just hold it like regularly, like in my hand. But anyway, I found an SD card that was in there, and I was like, oh my goodness. Thankfully, I can talk without feeling like I'm being rushed because I only have, and the problem is that like I get the footage off so I can edit, but then I only have enough for like maybe 1 or 2 days because that's like what I get to, you know? So I'm like, I feel like I have to rush and like get through things. So now that I have this, hopefully I can get editing and get the stuff off of those other SD cards, and then yeah, get through, like I said, most of like all that stuff. So I can breathe a little bit though with this, because this one actually had no film on it at all, but I found it upstairs in that old camera. So, which I knew that I had one, but at the time I was thinking, I was like, oh, because like I hadn't used it in like probably almost going on 2 years at least. I mean, and I don't even think I used it since I pretty much started using this camera, because I put it in the old one and left it in there, and then when Matthew took it, I let him use it, because he was using it the beginning of last school year basically, or maybe it was like near winter break or something like that of last year, but he's had it since, like, he brought it home last summer, but again has had it for like well over a year. So anyways, guys, I feel like I can breathe a little bit and actually like talk to you guys and not be like, okay, here's a 5-minute vlog and be done with it for the day. But I was telling you guys how in yesterday's vlog, maybe not yesterday's, but I was telling you guys how we do have a family party we were going to today. It's actually because my cousin, he is working like out of state right now, and like basically lives out of state, and so he is coming home. He's working for the DC police, which is like national police, I guess, or whatever it's called, but like, yeah, he's in training right now though, and he has been gone since like last summer maybe, or something like that. And I told you guys, like, he came home for Thanksgiving, but then wasn't here for like Christmas and like any other like family party or anything like that we had. So like everybody was bringing him like Christmas and birthday gifts today, and just like congratulations sort of gifts, because he is graduating, I don't know, sometime not too long away, I think in March maybe, or something like that. I think that sounds right, or maybe May, I can't remember what it is. But anyways, so yeah, he was home for this weekend though, because he like had off, because like right now in training, he like, I think maybe gets 1 day off, or like doesn't, like, I don't know, get like, you know, like a weekend off even to like come home on like a Friday and be back until like such and such day. And he was saying too, like, that he gets 2 days off a week, I think, when he starts, but like they might not be back to back, so like he can't just be like, oh, I can come home for the weekend sort of thing or whatever, you know, or like just in the middle of the week whenever he has off. Anyways, so he was home this weekend, because he did wind up having off. So like I said, everybody was like bringing him gifts and you know, all kinds of stuff. So it was like kind of like a birthday Christmas party, and like both his and his dad's, like our side, his mom's side of the family, and then also his dad's side of the family was all there, along with I think like some friends and stuff. But you know, yeah, so he's like back for today, and then I think he's leaving like tomorrow. But we ended up going to that today, and I was telling you guys how, mainly for me and my cousin, since we're both vegetarian, I was bringing like a vegetarian like dish, sort of like main course sort of thing. So I was making that quinoa. It's like a quinoa enchilada casserole that, oh my gosh guys, I had it again today. Like, I haven't had it in several years, probably I haven't made it, but I remember making it. It was just so good. My biggest problem is that I feel like making quinoa is such a pain, because it's something that like, oh, I have to go and check and, you know, make sure the water's boiling. Okay, the water's boiling. Now I have to turn it super low, watch the clock, set the timer, you know, for however long, and I'm cooking it and stuff like that, and be like, oh my goodness, you know, like, I don't know, it's just, it feels like a pain to me, like, to like be monitoring it, you know, kind of thing. Whereas, you know, if it's like something that I'm cooking, I can just throw in the oven. I don't have to like stand there and watch it, and it's longer, you know. It's not like, oh, this just takes 5 minutes to like do a quesadilla. Like, my easy go-to food is, you know, like I'll make one of those or something like that. But like I said, it's longer, which I feel like is the biggest pain for me. And sometimes too, if you're using like whatever you're cooking it in is too small, and it winds up like boiling over the sides when you're supposed to put the lid on, and then it's like a huge mess. And because I've used like a small like saucepan, whereas I think even for like a half of a cup of like uncooked quinoa, I need to use our bigger, not huge size pot, but our bigger size pot, like I guess it'd be like average size. You know, like we have 3 sizes, like a little saucepan, then like a medium sized saucepan, and then like a bigger like pot. And so anyways, the medium sized one is the one I think I have to cook it in if I don't want it to have like overflow and spillage and all that kind of stuff. Because like even when it's bubbling up and like I have it on low heat, I've still had a lot of messes, and like I'm like, why is this so messy, and why do I have to clean up half the time? Like, it's not even cooked all the way through, because like it's just spitting and spewing everywhere and stuff like that. But I cooked it totally fine this time. Like I said, I did half of a cup of uncooked quinoa, which made a full cup of cooked quinoa. In the medium sized one, it was completely fine. So I think that's what I'm gonna do from now on when I make it, because I'd love to eat quinoa more. I love it. It's super tasty, and it's good, you know, like especially organic. But I have the organic like quinoa from Aldi that I use, and it's like a good vegetarian substitute in, you know, like protein and stuff like that. And so anyways, I made the quinoa last night, but then I made the whole casserole today. So that's what I ended up bringing for the party today. But like everybody kept telling me, they were like, oh my goodness, this is so good. Like even my 2 aunts that aren't vegetarians were like, oh my goodness, it was so good. And I was like, I thought it was a little spicy, because like I didn't know how people were gonna respond, because like I did put, there were some green chilies in it. It was like, honestly, it was mild enchilada sauce. Like it wasn't like, you know, like medium or like hot or anything like that. But I was like, oh, I don't know, like, you know, what other people's like spice tolerance is, you know, and sort of things. I like things a little bit spicier, and I felt like it was like, it could have been maybe a little bit spicier. I still probably would have been fine, but it was like, I felt like at a pretty decent level. But then I was like, maybe some people don't like spicy stuff. Although my cousin, I think I made it, like I said, a few years ago, and she asked me for the recipe, so I ended up giving her that. There's that, and there's another recipe that was really similar, and I can't remember which one it was. But yeah, so I ended up making that today, and like I said, everybody really liked it, which was really good, because I feel like there's been a couple times when I brought stuff and I was like, oh, this really wasn't that great, like, you know, or it wasn't as good as I remembered. And like I said, I did make it a few years ago, but I didn't remember what it was like gonna taste like, or if it was gonna be as good as I remembered. And this is stinking good, guys. I came home with the leftovers and ate half the leftovers also, which there wasn't actually that much. It was maybe like a fourth of the pan or something like that left, and I probably ended up eating over half of that for dinner, like afterwards, after the party even, because I obviously didn't want to take like a whole ton, because I was like, I don't know who else is gonna want some, but like, you know, everybody kind of just sampled it as well. Anyways though, guys, but we ended up going to that party today, which was from maybe 3 o'clock until like 6, so we were there for about 3 hours or so. And then earlier though this morning, I did wake up early, guys. I was up at about maybe around 8:30, but I didn't get out of bed until a little after, like, or a little bit before 9 o'clock, because we were gonna go to the dollar store. I needed new Tupperware, because my Tupperware, guys, is all broken for my salad. So I showed you guys probably before, some of those like berry spinach salads I love making, or some of my just like spinach salads. I prep them 4 or 5 of them for the week, like Monday through Friday. And it's a good amount of like, you know, iron in the, you know, the spinach and everything like that, for like, you know, just extra for, you know, the week. And so that's awesome. But I think I was telling you guys, I lost one of the lids, another one cracked, or maybe 2 of them are cracked or something like that. We got them at the dollar store probably a few years ago, and they've actually survived for $1, you know, for I think like a 3-pack or 4-pack or whatever. I got in here, guys, though, all of this Tupperware right here. These they actually had, so this size that is more of like the medium size, I guess, like, you know, these kind of like rectangle sort of ones. We ended up getting, they had a bonus 4-pack for $1, so they were like 25 cents each. Like I said, if I end up like going through these things within a year, it will be $2 well spent, you know? So that doesn't bother me that much if like it breaks or a lid gets broken or lose it or something like that, because again, I ended up getting 8 instead of just the 5 that I need, so I do have 3 extras on top of all of that. But I washed all that today so I can make my salads tomorrow and eat them. So again, that was what I was up to today, guys. The party, and then again also, sorry, I'm gonna try and hang this pan up right now, the party, and then also, like I said, going to the dollar store, picking those up. And I was up early, so I was actually trying to edit this morning, but I just wasn't able to get through, again, a 20-minute long vlog I was trying to edit before we ended up leaving for the party, because again, I was trying to get to doing the dishes because I want to make sure that stuff was clean for tomorrow, so I didn't have to worry about doing it when I got home. Then once we ended up getting home, the Hawks game and the NBA All-Star game was on, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna watch these and just kind of relax, because, you know, the party was just a lot of, you know, like, it's fun, but sometimes you come home and you're like, okay, I just need to chill out now. Like, I just want to sit here and watch something and not also, like, you know, have to worry about getting other things done. So anyways, guys, yeah, I will see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog. Maybe I'll even update you guys too on the refrigerator once I finish all of my meal prep stuff and things like that as well. But I'll see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye, guys.